conundrum I'm trying to crack, because what this is something a little outside of the norm, so to speak. So I'm gonna close this door so I can cut down on the noise while I do my invites. And I want y'all to see what I'm looking at, and I'm gonna go over it so I can look over this video later. So this ain't really a video that's intended for the mass, it's really intended for the self. This is intended for me. But I want y'all to see what I be doing. When I told y'all I be reading signs and unraveling stuff. And so I came down here and I just wanted to do something off of an instinct or urge, right? So off that instinct or urge, I'm gonna show y'all what I came up with the help of a couple of good people down here. Using a balanced energy of divine masculine feminine, they was able to point a couple of things out to me. So, and I want y'all to see what they pointed out. So I'm gonna do a couple more invites, and from here we about to take it off and see what am I looking at, and then I'm gonna get home and I'm gonna refine it some more. But I'm gonna go over this just to give y'all an idea of where I'm at with this, how it worked, things of that nature. And this is like something that's coming to my mind that I can't really figure out what I'm seeing all the time. So this for y'all who are interested and want to see how we crack codes in the priest temple. Normally we do this behind the scenes. So what I'm gonna do, just too far back, I'm gonna go grab this chair. Now, I'm gonna flip this camera and point out a couple of things y'all looking at so it'll make sense. So look, okay, on this side of the board, we dealing with finance, right? So right here we got Robert Kiyosaki, Napoleon Hill, Susie Orman. These are three different sectors of finance. Now, I don't know what made me write it this way, but I just went with it. And then up here, you'll notice that you have the number right here for pi. Pi is the mean from the center of a circle to the outer circumference. Now, these are the people right here who helped me with it. Amari Assad and Latoya Williams. And Assad is a Leo, and Latoya is a Taurus. So this is a fire sign and an earth sign. So this is what I'm looking at. Now, this middle pillar, I didn't even see it. Conservation of energy is the underlying analysis topic. We analyzing the conservation of energy, which is economy. Or economics is the study of the economy. Then we got a comparative analogy of the real schooling versus the false schooling. Now watch this. Over here on the side, we got health. Now, I was looking at the information. Now, how did I do that? I was looking at the information for health compared to money, because they both are conservation of energy. So right here we got health. We got Sabi, Dr. Sabi. He's an herbalist, a natural doctor. And right here we got Joel Wallach, was an MD. Now, he started off as a veterinarian, which is the next step. It's the bridge between natural Sabi medicine and traditional medicine. That Joel Wallach went to school to be a veterinarian first. And when he started noticing the difference in the diseases from wild animals and domestic, he switched over to regular traditional medicine. And it gave him a nutritional viewpoint. So he was the second of the three that I ran across in my studies, right? Then I ran across this lady, Hulda Clark. She's a microbiologist who studied the body at the chemical level or the cellular level. So when I looked up at Sabi's name, I noticed that it was an anagram for Ibis, which is a homonym for Ibis, and the Ibis in ancient Egypt was Thoth. And so all of it, he found out that Western medicine is predicated upon lost nutrition. That's a loss of energy. Hulda Clark, a microbiologist, found out that at the micro level, the cells break down due to the wrong nutrition. Now, some of her stuff exactly matches Sabi's, and some of his stuff directly matches Sabi's. The only thing different in Hulda Clark and Sabi is she's a Western microbiologist, a PhD. Joel Wallach is a Western MD, and he studied nutrition. Both of these traditionalists, refusing to accept the status quo, were influential. Now, if you notice right here the name Joel, you gotta look that up. And this is a homonym, synonym, or anagram, and I haven't did the math on this one yet. But this one right here is kind of odd because this name is not common. This name is not common. So I'm going to dig into this name, the Clark 3. Remind me of a Clark gas station for some reason. So I'm just doing the analysis or the overview right now of what I'm looking at. So when I get home, I want to be able to look at it. I want to be able to look at it and see exactly what I'm looking at. You know, so this ain't really going to be the full video. I'm going to save this and I'm going to look at it a couple times. And when I get home, I'm going to be writing things on here to analyze the data that flooded my brain through impressions. I already believe I know what it means. But in order for me to prove it to myself, not to nobody but me, I have to go through do the work. I got to show the work on a piece of paper so that when I say this is where I'm going, this is where I'm going. So now, when we look at the top, finance, most people don't even realize it has anything to do with health. But they are both related to energy. Conservation of energy. Conservation of energy, right here, the conservation of energy is to be able to keep your energy within your own control. That's called economics. If you conserve your energy in health and in finance, if you really look at it, you'll see the scales. You'll see the scales. You see, you got one right here, and you got one right here. And then you got your middle pillar. Now at the bottom down here, that the foundation is a comparative analysis of real schooling versus false schooling. All right? So in German, this word right here is called Realschulen. And this word right here in German is called Volksschule, right? So y'all got to keep that in mind. Now, I'm not going to do the whole analysis right now because I got to get back out here and make sure they don't need my help. But I needed to record this in case I leave and have to go to this next event before I can come in here and do some more analysis. I can look at it at home, go over it, break it down and what it means, and I can tell you what it means to me. Now, I don't know if I'm going to publish it if I do, depending on the outcome. I don't know why pi keep popping up. I don't know that yet. I got to discover that, meaning that as I go through these two and seek the balance in the finance and the health. Now, it's the same thing with finance as I just told y'all with health. Let's look at here. Robert Kiyosaki wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Napoleon Hill wrote The Law of Success. He wrote Think and Grow Rich, Golden Keys, and stuff like that. And Susie Orman, she is a financial analyst, and she teaches people how to conserve their money, which is why her name is even up here. She teaches financial conservation, or the conserving of your financial economy. She do. But I noticed something strange about her name. Her first name means graceful lily. A graceful lily, that sounds like a orchid. But then you got right here Osiris, which is the 50. Osiris had 50 oarsmen. You know her name right here is Orman. Why is this even in my book of life? I'm not going to worry about that right now. I ain't going to go through the analysis. But when you look at the middle pillar, it starts off on falsehood at the bottom. But then you have a divide between the truth and falsehood at the foundation. Then right here, Economics or economy, this is the same thing. The economy is the energy grid itself. The economics is the study or the proper usage and maintenance of the energy grid. Or, when you get to the top, overall, it's just basic conservation of energy. I think I know where I'm going. Now I got to go look something up on the internet to find out if what I think is correct is correct. But I'm almost sure I know exactly what all this information mean to me. Right? So with that, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go do some math and see if I can read the signs and know the times. But I'm pretty sure I know exactly what to do. So I'll be back at it. Thank y'all for listening. This one is a short one, but there's some critical. Y'all should go over this several times. And it'll make sense to you. It's clear to me. I haven't even did the whole analysis, and I almost know exactly what to do. The marathon continues. Keep going.
I didn't even know you requested me.
Live on stage. You requested to come on.
I did. You caught me off guard. Okay. Hi.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
What's your name?
Jadida.
Janita?
Jadida.
Jadida?
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Thank you.
So what's your question? Give me a minute, Christina, and I'll pull you in.
I had to write it down. I dream a lot about dead people. Not bad dead people, but lately it's been my great grandmother, and she's not even like blood related to me. It just made me kind of like, why she keep coming to me?
So we have like a grandparent that we never meet will appoint us a godparent. Right? Our godparent is there to teach us and then to establish a connection to take to the other side.
Okay.
You see her in dreams now because she's coming to let you know that she's come to connect you back or to restore you back on your family line.
Okay, so, even if she's not related to me?
Yeah, she don't have to be blood related. She can be heart related, which is a love relation.
Yes, I hold her right here.
Right. So as long as her love for you match the love of your real grandmother, when you channel her, you channel both.
Really? Because I don't get along with my real grandmother.
Is she still living? Your real grandmother?
She living, but I be mad at her because I feel like she
might not be. Listen. Don't be mad at her.
Okay.
You can't hold the grudge because you have to first learn her. We've never given ourselves a chance to learn our elders and their ways, so we become judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
And we hold grudges because we want shit to be how we want it to be without having any understanding of what their life was like, what they've been through, and what molded them into how they are.
Okay.
Right? And that's what you call cleaning up the family tree. Curing generational curses. When you cannot take it personal because she might be talking to you mean, because you need to learn her story.
Okay.
Only by learning her story can you actively know her, where you can understand why she treats certain people certain ways. Because when she tell you her story, she's going to identify character traits, and you're going to see flashes of the people that she treats, the way that character played out in her childhood or early life.
Okay.
Right? And that's going to help you understand better your relationship with her.
Okay.
So we be thinking we the only one go through some shit. I'm the only one go through some shit. But when you find out her story, you might be crying from the shit she went through, knowing that you wouldn't have never lived through it.
Word. All right.
But you won't take the time out to learn her if you holding grudges against her for being who she is without ever understanding what made her that way. We were
Mm.
under an enemy that gave us a system to destroy our families and to keep us disconnected.
Yeah, we're
We,
disconnected.
yeah, we need to connect the elders to the youth, and the ones in the middle have to move out of the way for that connection to be made. In other words, because you don't get along with your mother or grandmother, do not mean that your children won't,
Okay.
right? You just have to sometimes talk to them a little bit more stern to let them know that you ain't no pushover, but at the same time, you got to give them their respect and you got to try to understand what they've been through.
All right.
So when you feel like some type of way, instead of lashing back out, ask them why they feel that way, right? What do it make you think about when you talk to me that way? What made you feel like that it was necessary? Make them think about it and tell you an answer that's rooted in logic to disengage the negative emotion. And then sometime I done seen it. Some people just break down and cry and start apologizing because they never saw themselves doing what they were doing to you while they were doing it until you bring it to their attention.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that you bring it to their attention, if you bring it to them in a combative manner, it make them resistant to hearing what you're saying. But if you ask them questions that force them to put themselves in your position, now they have to feel what they doing to you. And most people don't want other people to feel bad because of something they said to them or done to them.
It's true.
But they won't never know, right? They won't never know
Mm-hmm.
if you won't never understand enough to make them see what they doing to you without beating up on them the same way they beating up on you. You use the force like judo. You take their punch and you use their momentum to flip their ass. That way
Oh,
you don't never do it. It's their momentum that did it,
okay, okay.
right? So you turn in aggression against them in the form of a question that puts them on the side you on and it puts you where they at.
All right.
So now they attacks to you is actually attacks on themselves when they realize the more they attack you, the more they whooping their own ass and they don't want to keep doing that,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Okay.
verbal judo.
And one last thing, like my left eye, it jumps. It's been jumping. Like, is that bad? Is that good?
No, it's neither.
Is neither?
It's just
Is it in my
it's just
mind?
no, it's just a sign. So you say it's your left eye?
Yeah, it's heavy. It's when it's heavy, I be thinking like I be like, do
Listen,
I need to, just relax?
your left listen, your left eye controlled by your right brain. That's your mother brain. That means that you are getting knocks from your mother's line to restore the family tree
I am.
on
It's
a
so hard.
yeah, it ain't supposed to be easy. And you remember this. This is hard this what's gonna be the worst part for you. If it was gonna be easy, it wouldn't have never been you to do it.
Word. But I'm from Brooklyn, but I live in Hagerstown, Maryland. Like, how do I, how do I get it? How do I do it? It seems like it's hard.
Just don't try to force it.
All
Get
right.
everybody's story.
All
You
right.
know, call different family members up and tell them you're trying to learn about the family and let them tell you their story. When you let them tell you their story, what they've been through, what their life like, take notes. Keep a
Okay.
family book. Look, keep a family book that got notes that you take from the conversations so that you can, in your own time, get to know your family members by re-going over each of the notes,
Okay. Okay.
right? Now, this your personal book, but when you start getting elderly up in age, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to pass it on
Okay. Okay.
because you're going to be teaching probably your daughter or one of your nieces or something
I
about
got
the
three
members of the
sons.
family.
Okay.
don't mean you ain't gonna have no daughter.
I just be thinking like I don't even want to have a daughter at this point. I don't know. I've just been through some stuff, but
But yeah. It's always when you go through some stuff and then you give up on that particular part until you find the right conditions to make you recover that dream.
yeah, I made a lot of bad decisions. I was bobbing low at one point, but
Right. So stop making those bad decisions, and when you keep making good decisions, when it's time for you to have a daughter, you'll know.
okay. Well, I don't want to hold you. I
But
appreciate that.
right now you working on getting to know your family. The more
Exactly.
individual, look, the more you get to know them, you create a bond. Most love, most respected.
Okay.
Right? Most love, most respected. Now, they don't never expect this from you, but you start with the elders.